Hey there, and welcome to Careers Unchecked, the podcast where we stop checking boxes and start making moves. This is for barrier breakers, career builders, and anyone who's ready to build a career that actually feels like theirs. I'm Brandy Oldham, career coach, interior designer, and year-round iced coffee drinker. Around here, we keep it real. From navigating career pivots to figuring out how to stay balanced when your to-do list feels like it's just never ending. Whether you're chasing that next promotion, thinking about switching things up, or just trying to figure out what's next, you're in the right place. My goal? To help you trust yourself, take action that feels good, and build a career that's sustainable, not stressful. So grab your drink of choice, settle in, and let's get to it. Here's the thing about success. Most of us are chasing a version we never actually chose. We inherit it from our families, from social media, from our workplaces. The formula is familiar. Climb the ladder, grab the title, make the money, corner office, bigger team, higher stakes. And honestly, for some people, that works. But for many, it feels more like a trap. I know because I see it every week with my clients. And honestly, I've lived it myself. A few years back, I was sitting in a good corporate role. I had the steady paycheck, the kind of job people are proud to tell their friends about, and I was absolutely miserable. On paper, I was succeeding. Inside, I was restless. I kept thinking, is this really it? This is what I've worked so hard for? The truth was, I was living someone else's definition of success. It took me years, some tough pivots, and a lot of self-reflection to realize that my version of success wasn't about titles or boxes checked. It's about building a career that supports the bigger goals in my life. Currently, that looks like raising my child to be a good human in the world. Now, everything I do, whether it's coaching, running my interior design business, or saying no to projects that just don't align, it all has to come back to that definition of winning that bigger goal. And that's what I want for you too. 3 years ago, I had a client who had won by every external metric: 6-figure salary, managing multiple teams of over 50 people, lots of influence, and she was absolutely miserable. I thought this is what I wanted, she told me, but I wake up every day feeling empty. I'm successful on paper, but I really just am not enjoying my life. And that's the problem with following someone else's success blueprint. You end up optimizing for their values, not yours. You might be crushing it according to LinkedIn while slowly dying inside because you're measuring the wrong things. So how do you figure out what success actually means to you? Well, here's a starting point. Ask yourself, if no one else could see my career choices, what would I do differently? If there were no social media updates, no family to impress, no colleagues to compete with, what would actually matter to me? That question alone can shift everything. Let me introduce some alternate ways of thinking about success. These are patterns I see with my clients and honestly, ways that I've shaped my own career. Number one, impact over income. One of my clients left a high-paying consulting role to teach high school. Her income dropped by 60%, but her measure of success is the thank you notes she sees from students and the knowledge that she's shaping lives and seeing them learn new things. It means so much more than that paycheck. Number two, autonomy over authority. Another client, a corporate lawyer, stepped away from the partnership track and launched a solo practice. She makes a little less, but she sets her own hours, chooses her clients, and vacations without guilt. For her, control of her time is the biggest win she can have. And number three, learning over leading. Some of the happiest professionals I coach are not managers. They're actually individual contributors who thrive on becoming experts in their craft. Success for them is curiosity and mastery, not a team size. Or what about integration over intensity? For others, success might mean having energy left for their personal life. They want to leave work at a reasonable time, have dinner with their families, maintain friendships. They measure winning in sustainability of their holistic life, not just burnout in their career. Or maybe flexibility over status is important for you. For many, it's options, right? Remote work, sabbaticals, the ability to pivot industries. Success is building a career that bends with your life and your interests, not just forcing your life to bend around this career. Which of these categories sparked something for you as I talked about them? Remember that client I told you about a little bit back? After untangling what was inherited success from what was true success, she realized she valued creativity and collaboration more than titles and org charts. She left her role, took a almost year break, and then eventually took a 40% pay cut and joined a purpose-driven organization. 2 years later, she told me, I've never been happier. I measure success by whether I learned something new today, whether I worked with people I respect, whether I go to bed proud of the change that I'm making in the world. That's success for her, by her rules. So here's how you can start redefining success for yourself. Number one, I want you to do a values audit. List the 5 things that matter most in your life, not just your career. So it could be family, health, creativity, impact, freedom, whatever comes to mind. Then ask, does your career serve those values or contradict them? If you're struggling thinking about values, we do have an online course online that you can take. It's very simple. It's 18 short 2-minute or less videos that will literally walk you through this entire process. So if you don't know what your values are, we have resources. Now, once you have those values, we want to go to step 2, that energy assessment. For 2 weeks, track your energy. You've probably heard this in other episodes as well. Note what tasks light you up and which ones drain you. True success should involve more energy-giving activities than draining ones. There are going to be ones that are draining, but they don't have to consume your entire career. And if your work leaves you more depleted, you may be trying to succeed by the wrong scorecard. And then number 3, I want you to think of yourself at 85. You're looking back on your life. What do you want to be proud of? What would you regret not trying or not doing? This isn't about being morbid or, thinking through things in a really dark place. It's about stripping away the noise so that you can see what actually matters to you. When we think about that future version of ourselves, it's sometimes easier to pinpoint what makes the most impact for us. And then do a success story inventory. Think of 3 people whose careers you admire. Why? Is it their title, their impact, their lifestyle, their expertise? This is going to give you some revelations into what you truly value. And I'll be honest, some people, they really enjoy that title. And if that's you, that's okay. I'm giving you permission to do what matters most to you. But if that's not what's most important, that might be something to sit with. And then do a monthly success review. Instead of only tracking revenue or annual reviews, I want you to check in monthly on your own success metrics. Am I moving toward my values? Am I learning? Am I building the life I want? And this is the hard part. Once you define success for yourself, you're going to have to defend it. People won't always understand why you turned down that promotion or why you chose flexibility over salary or even why you stepped sideways instead of climbing higher. I will be the first to tell you I've had many conversations with people about going into the entrepreneurship world. But here's the truth. You're the one who wakes up with your choices every single morning. Other people's opinions about your career matter far less than your own satisfaction with how you spend your days. So let me leave you with 3 questions to get started. Number 1, if no one else could see your career choices, what would you do differently? Number 2, which dimension of success, impact, autonomy, learning, integration, flexibility resonates most with me right now? We're not locked in to these decisions for a lifetime, but for right now, what is the most important? And then number 3, am I moving toward my values or am I moving away from them? Success defined by others will always leave you chasing something that's going to leave you empty. But success defined by you, success that matches your values, fuels your energy, and builds toward what actually matters to you, that's the kind that sustains you for the long haul. Your career should fit your life. And once you get clear on what that looks like, everything else becomes a strategy question. What steps will move me closer to my version of winning? And what will move me farther away? The most fulfilled people I know aren't the ones with the fanciest titles. They're the ones who had the courage to define success on their own terms and then build a life around it. And I'm giving you permission to do the same if that's something you want to do as well. Thanks for joining me today on Careers Unchecked. If you've got a career question or just need someone to bounce an idea off of, reach out. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take a breath, take a step, and keep moving forward. You've got this.
Calling all storytellers, performers, and creatives. The Soundstage is your home for high-quality recording in the heart of Clark County. Whether you're working on a podcast, audiobook, voiceover project, audio series, or audition, we offer a professional, welcoming studio space for actors, artists, and creators. Come record with confidence and mention Careers Unchecked to get $5 off your next session. Learn more about The Soundstage, the Northwest's premier voiceover and recording studio, at thesoundstagenw.com.